So here it is, the new iRacing rig with all four monitors, one up top and three curved 32-inch monitors going all the way around the side. So I have gone ahead and labelled every single cord with a piece of blue painter's tape. One downside to all of this is that I have to go in and individually turn every single monitor on by hand because there's no remote. So here's what it looks like from the cockpit. Three monitors that will be a race car soon, and then I'll have timing and scoring up there. This is my car, the car that I'll race for the Lionheart Retro Series, and we'll put some logos on it. This screen grab was taken from an AI race I was doing. And while the session is loading, let's step out for the bathroom without trying to step on the keyboard, because I don't have a keyboard with a long enough cord to reach that stand yet. We're going to try and walk by the edge of the TV and squeeze in between the TV and the wall. But you know what? Race cars are hard to get in and out of, so that's actually kind of realistic. So here we are in the rig, and I know you can only see one monitor right now, but I'm going to pull my phone up and we'll do a lap around Barcelona in the Lotus 79 and take a look at all four monitors. I will say that I have done one race so far, but it was against AI cars, not against actual people. So one thing you may notice, I know this is replay mode, but I have stopped racing with virtual mirrors. I am going to start using real mirrors. The perspective is a little bit different there. You know, you have to take initiative to look into the mirrors when you're turning in for a corner and making sure someone's not lining up for a pass on you. Of course, I can just look over here and see if there's anyone alongside me if I need to. So that might be a bit of a challenge. In the race that I'm about to do, I'm probably going to start at the back and try and avoid any calamities rather than actually going out there, you know, racing too hard, just to make sure I can get used to these mirrors and get in the habit of checking them, because I think that's going to be the biggest challenge I run into is and I think it's going to be a positive thing once I do figure it out, because these mirrors are a bit more realistic. I think in when I've used iRacing's when I've used iRacing's mirrors, sometimes I would let cars by when they weren't necessarily close to me. Maybe now I can see alongside me, and now I can see right on my gearbox. I won't necessarily do that as often. The other thing is I have a fourth monitor up here, and I can toggle between race notes. So you see these are all... Where's my mouse gone? Where's my mouse? I don't know. But these are all... there it is. Track notes about how to take a track, but I can also toggle over to ARTVO and have a timing screen up here, which I'll probably have pulled up during the actual races that I'm in. So it is qualifying time, and you notice I'm not out there qualifying, the reason being because I'm worried about getting involved in an incident with these side mirrors. It's a 26 car single split. I'm a number 14 car, so expected to finish midfield. This is an old F1 car though, so there's going to be a bunch of incidents. Even if I pit start, we'll probably still finish top 20 or so. You may be wondering who I'm texting while I'm waiting during my qualifying. I'm not. This is another thing I'm doing new. I've actually downloaded ChatGPT, the AI chatbot, and I am using it as my driver coach. Now granted, we've only been together for a couple of races, so it doesn't know how I race yet, but I'm hoping by the end of the year it will have analysed my performances, worked out my common mistakes, and be basically a free little driver coach here. So I haven't qualified. I'm going to pit start. Yes, I know it's been a bit of a pussy, but it's been so many months since I've done this, and still kind of getting used to setup. And actually, monitor on the left needed adjusting a little bit there. Even if I had qualified, my pace is 1:33, so I only would have been around 17th, 18th. 26 car single split. It's going to be a bit of a chaotic race probably. So we're going to start from the pits and just make sure we bring her home. So I'm still getting comfortable again with obviously everything changing, getting comfortable with the car, getting comfortable with the monitors. also getting comfortable with the tyres. I've noticed during AI races in this car that I've really struggled with the cold tyres in this car, but the warm tyres I tend to pick it up. I am hoping I'm able to race and pass some cars later on, because obviously, while there's no cars in my mirrors, I'm not really learning a whole lot about how to defend and race against cars behind me with these new mirrors. So, you know, it'll come in time. Since I'm doing this instead of an episode of Samuel's Racing Show, new F1 cars look cool. Looks like Alfa Romeo could be doing well this year. Daytona 500, lots of people don't seem to care too much for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. or Joey Logano. I'm happy for Stenhouse. At the same time, I'm not a Joey Logano hater. I actually think this is an exaggeration, but hopefully you'll see where I'm going with this. I think he's a bit of a Michael Schumacher of the day of NASCAR, and the reason I say that is that he makes silly moves sometimes. It's a bit controversial, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's Michael Schumacher's early days in Ferrari, where we don't realise just how good Joey Logano is. He's always consistent, he's always up there, he always seems to have a positive attitude about it all. And I think he's got one of the best looking cars on the grid, and I would be surprised to see him win a couple more championships and really cement himself in the history of the sport. Supercross, Arlington Supercross was last night. Oh, wrong gear. You probably need to pay attention while I'm driving as well. Crazy race there. Many riders going down in the 250 and 450 mains, and a really good championship shaping up in 450 with Tomac, Webb and Sexton. You know, in theory, they could all go down to the wire fight for that championship, so we'll see what happens. In 2 hours' time, there's another race. I probably am thinking about entering that and performing a bit better. And I might not do a video of that itself, but you can watch me back in action, because it will be broadcast live on the Global Sim Racing channel, GSRC. So go over to their YouTube channel and check out the, I think it's called Classic, Lotus 79 Classic Championship. Happens Sunday at 11:30 AM Eastern Time. So me and this red car both closing in on that car up there in 18th place. So I think it will be a battle for you guys to look forward to by the end of this race. 6 laps to go at the line. Alright, what's going to happen between these two? That was resolved easily enough. Now it's my turn, I suppose. I told Track GPT that I wanted to finish this race. There's no reason for me to want to finish this race, to be honest. It's more important I gain experience, so let's see what happens here.
5 to go. Stay on the right.
Would have thought with triple monitors I'd be able to see this guy. I've got no idea where he is.
Clear on the left. Left side. Clear on the left.
There we go, I'm ahead of him now. Chat, I don't need to know about other battles going on. Okay, that was my mistake. I'll own up to it.
Still there,
Okay,
hold
right.
the line. Clear.
We've got 13 seconds of clear air behind us, so this is the only guy I need to beat. He got a horrible line to that corner. I'm not even going to try and get a switch
Right
screen.
side. 1 minute 53.463.
Alright, I cannot see him, I'm letting you know. I know he's alongside me. He's docked in behind me. I can see that in my right mirror. We are going to come home and finish 19th of 26 cars in the number 14. So got a nice slipstream on him, but you see, I see him for a while, but eventually he disappears and he's not even in the mirror. So I know he's there, but I've just got to keep tight here. There's I can hear him there, but I can absolutely not see him there. So I've just got to still assume he's there until I'm finally on the exit of his turn. I see him disappearing in the mirror, and that's when I realise I can close the door and go over here and check the mirror. Nothing darting down my inside. He's already a bit of a way back, and the race is over. But then, of course, I ran off course. I broke too late into this left-hander, went onto the gravel. Honestly, probably could have recovered that. And I never tried to shut the door. I kind of just let him have it because I'm still uncomfortable. And eventually I made an easy pass on him. So again, let's show you what that looks like from the cockpit perspective, so I can give you an idea of exactly what I was up against. So I feel like I've got him covered off here, but then I'm going to overshoot the turn. I'm going to run wide. At this point I could have recovered it. I just open the wheel up too much and go off, and I don't know what that distance is, so I just never bothered to shut the door. I knew he was there, but I could never see him until we're on the exit of a turn and he's in front. So I've just got to get a bit more comfortable with judging those distances.